Hey y'all, it's Shira Lakeisha. I hope y'all are having a great and amazing day. I'm gonna be with y'all briefly. But I felt like this video was very important for me to share this with y'all, okay? I didn't want to wait any longer because a couple days ago we had a video that came out that said you got it already. All right, so this is in alignment with that. I was going to actually include this message in that video, but I felt like this message should be separate even though it's in alignment. But I want you to know this. You got to understand that you are standing in your own acres of diamonds. You must know that, all right? And the reason why you must know that, because I want you to pay close attention to this story right here, okay? Relax, meditate, open yourself to this story. Close your eyes even if you got to, but ask God, what is he trying to tell you with this story right here? This right here is actually a true story. I'm coming from Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice, but the name of the story is Acres of Diamonds, all right? You probably can Google it or something. I'm not sure, but I had this book right here for a while. So I read this story before and it had resonated with me the other day. And I'm like, hey, you know, this is something I want to share. So let's go ahead and let's go over the story, okay? It's a brief story, but it says Acres of Diamonds, all right? Acres of Diamond was a true story of a poor farmer who settled in Africa and spent years struggling to raise his crops. His land was rocky and difficult to till. Disenfranchised with his circumstances, the farmer became increasingly fascinated by tales of easy wealth gained by men who had searched for and discovered diamonds in the countryside. He too wanted to be rich. He grew tired of the endless labor and impulsively sold his farm to search for diamonds. For the rest of his life, he wandered the vast of African continent searching for the gleaming gems. But the great discovery was always eluded him. Finally, he became broken financially, spiritually, and emotionally, and he threw himself into a river and drowned. Meanwhile, the man who had bought the farm found a rather large and unusual stone in a stream that cut through his property. It turned out to be a diamond of enormous value. Stunned by the newfound wealth, the farmer discovered that his land was virtually covered with such stones, and listen, it was to become one of the world's richest diamond mines. Come on. Now, the first farmer had unknowingly owned his acres of diamonds. He sold the property for practically nothing in order to look for riches elsewhere. If only he had taken the time to study and realize what diamonds look like in their rough state. Hear that? And had first thoroughly explored the land he had owned, he would have found that the riches he sought on the very land he had been living upon. What so profoundly affected Dr. Conwell and subsequently thousands of others who heard this lecture was the fact that each of us at any given moment is standing in the middle of his or her own diamonds. If only we acquired the wisdom and patience to intelligently and effectively examine our circumstances and to explore the work in which we are now engaged, we usually will find that it contains the riches we seek, whether that be material, spiritual, or both. Before we go running off to what we think are greener pastures, let's make sure that our own is not just as green or perhaps even greener. Oftentimes, while we're looking at other people's pastures, other people are busy looking at ours. There is nothing more pitiful than a person who wastes his or her life wandering from one thing to another, like the impotent seeker of diamonds, forever looking for the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and never staying with one thing long enough to find it. For no matter what your goal may be or whatever form your riches may take, you can be sure that your start on the road to this attainment can be found somewhere within your present surroundings. This is a deep story, y'all. If y'all follow me, this is a deep story. So I got this from Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice. It started on page 1. It's in the introduction and it went to page 3. But it's a brief story. But you should probably go ahead and get the story and read it over and take some time and read it to yourself, or just listen to this video more than one time. But see how it resonates in your spirit, because each one of us are standing in our own acres of diamonds, meaning it's already there somewhere in our surroundings. Okay, it was a movie I had watched. I forgot. I can't think of the name of it, but it was this girl. She was put in a situation where she had to survive. And she ended up, overcoming the situation. But what got me when I was watching the movie is how creative she became during the times when she was trying to survive. I'm like, man, this girl is creative. She is determined to get out of this cave, because she was stuck in the cave and it was some type of beast trying to kill her. But she was stuck inside the cave, and it was just amazing how, how creative she became in making her way out of the cave, and then she was able to even go back in the cave and go save somebody else. All right. So each one of us is standing in our own acres of diamonds. All right. So what does that mean to you? Okay. Sit there and think about, what's your diamonds? What do you have right now that you're not utilizing right now? Okay. What skill do you have? What knowledge do you have? What experience do you have, okay, that you are not, perfecting, okay, or working on, or exercising your skills, or exercising your gifts? Like, what is it, okay, that's holding you back? All right, because we are standing in our own acres of diamonds. Okay, so sometimes we could look at other people and be like, man, I wish I can, talk like her, or I wish I can look like him, and I wish I can, drive like they drive, or they just do it so well, or they just so confident, or they seem like they just got it all put together. Well, really, you got it all put together too. Or what's your skill? Okay? Or what's your gift? Okay? Because you got something special to give to the world too. You must know that. But that's why this story came to mind. Okay? It came to mind, and I'm like, man, this is going in alignment with what we discussed a few days ago, where it says you got it already. All right. So anyways, I hope this encouraged somebody, man. We got some great things coming up. If you're looking for a life coach, go ahead and email me at cinnursenetworks@gmail.com. And in the meantime, y'all, we got some great things coming up, and I will see y'all in the next video. Okay.